Thank you, Sister Loretta. This year's Valedictory Address will be delivered by Anthony Sementilli. St. Joseph's College has many exceptional students, and Anthony is most definitely one of them. I first met Anthony during last fall's orientation program. He has served as an orientation team leader and in multiple capacities related to new students for the past 3 years. His list of service and community activities goes on for pages. But what makes Anthony special is that his dedication outside of the classroom is only surpassed by his success within the classroom. In addition to completing his degree in chemistry with minors in biology and studio art, Anthony has an impressive record of scholarship, including research and presentations. His research has included 2 summers at Brookhaven National Lab, as well as on campus doing projects with our own distinguished faculty. His presentations have been made both nationally and regionally. Anthony is graduating today summa cum laude with a 3.964 GPA. Who gave him the A-? In the fall, he will begin a doctoral program in biomolecular chemistry at Emory University. Quite simply, Anthony's career at St. Joseph's College is a testament to our values, the commitment to the life of the mind, and our responsibility to serve the common good. As you will hear in his address, St. Joseph's College has had a profound impact on Anthony's life. But please know that Anthony has had a significant impact on St. Joseph's College as well. Please welcome the 2015 valedictorian, Anthony Sementilli.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Greetings and good afternoon, President Caloriso, Mr. Drews, members of the board, President's Council, administrators, faculty, staff, guests, and the class of 2014-15. After 1,850 hours of class, 560 common hours, 140 inches of snow, and 70 round trips on our beloved Mount Carmel coach, we did it. Congratulations, everyone. I am honored to represent the class of 2014-15 in our final huzzah. I'd like to start by thanking our professors, whose brilliant instruction transformed our dreams of this day into reality. I also want to thank our friends and family, especially our parents, whose personal sacrifices became our opportunities. One of the numerous beauties of St. Joseph's College is our spiritual tradition. We promote diversity while fostering both reverence and experimentation. This ideology reminds me of the metaphorical feast President Caloriso described in his speech at investiture last September. President Caloriso recalled the story from his undergraduate days when his grandfather accompanied him to his orientation and implored that he mangia, which is Italian for eat, or in this context, get involved, try something new, and feed your spirits. Using this analogy and my experiences at St. Joseph's, I discovered my own definition of this core value. To me, spirituality is the pursuit of a happiness that's greater than any material joy, a happiness that can only be found deep inside ourselves, and surprisingly, in the people around us. And to reach this happiness, you must manja. Thankfully, St. Joseph's has done an excellent job in feeding us. In my junior year, I needed a reminder of this truth. I was unsure of my career goals and interests, and I refused to wear anything but sweatpants. Surely, we have all experienced, or are currently experiencing, the dread of losing direction. When I lost mine, my attempts at finding myself were misguided. I withdrew. I became less involved. I stopped attending club events. I hardly left my room or saw my friends. I cut myself off from what I loved most, foolishly thinking that would bring me peace and the ability to establish order. My spirit was starving. I stopped eating. One of the greatest professors of all time, Albus Dumbledore, illuminated my path back to happiness. He said, "Happiness can be found in even the darkest of times if only one remembers to turn on the light." His words hit me like a Lumos spell to the face and reminded me of what St. Joseph's has taught us. Its emphasis on core values, on spirituality, has primed us with a brand of hunger that I believe is unique among America's class of 2014-15. And so, fresh plate in hand, I returned to the feast the following semester, eager and ready for seconds. I changed my major, added a minor, took classes for fun, volunteered again, and started wearing real pants. Because of the SJC community, I discovered that the best cure for an unfilled heart was simply to fill it. In my case, happiness was getting involved again and expressing myself, but everyone must follow his or her own path to personal enlightenment. The majority of graduates sitting here today may have faced an episode of confusion and doubt, but each of us has conquered it by finding this personal light switch and holding true to it. I've seen my fellow classmates overcome this spiritual darkness as well by transforming a passion into happiness. Whether it was raising a family, crocheting, working with autistic children, serving our country, assisting the elderly and disabled, or raising almost $27,000 for the American Cancer Society through the annual Relay for Life. Celebrating life can have healing properties, and the faculty will be delighted to know that I have some research to substantiate this claim. In 2011, geriatricians from across the globe conducted a study suggesting that people with a higher spirituality index had, on average, an 18% increase in longevity. The Reader's Digest version: spirituality leads to happiness, and happiness saves lives. This validates that St. Joseph's principles directly shape its students into stronger individuals. I know this because I don't just see a congregation of graduating seniors. I see a spectrum of minds excited to take the values imbued in us and sow them wherever we go. We are so fortunate to have been educated with St. Joseph's core values, and I believe that the pivotal ingredient of spirituality is what will set us aside as we leave this arena and storm life's next buffet. St. Joseph's may have taught us how to find our light, but now it's our duty to nurture and use it to brighten a world that's prone to darkness. As each of us diverges into our own unfolding tales, we will encounter people who struggle with finding their way to the feast. When that happens, I dare you to share your brilliance. Take that person by the hand, if you must, and guide him or her to the next meal and the next, and as many as it takes for the happiness to return. The act can be as simple as smiling at a stranger or buying a drink for the person standing behind you at Starbucks. because even the smallest act done with love can be enough to satiate the hungriest of souls. Remember that spirituality is more than finding our own happy ending. It's about helping everyone we cross in our travels to reach his or hers as well. Now go out there and do what St. Joseph students do best. Share your light and manja, because we may have had our last common hour as the class of 2014-15, but make a point to devote some time every day to expressing and kindling your spiritual values. No matter your career, pencil in your own common hour between patients or classes or experiments to enrich your life, and always someone else's. And in case any of us ever finds it hard to keep that inner happiness glowing, allow me to finish with a quote from my favorite TV series, Once Upon a Time. Perhaps you've heard of it. In the words of Snow White, believing in even the possibility of a happy ending is a very powerful thing. So, let's start this next chapter, this next feast of our lives, and believe. Thank you, everyone, and I hope all this food talk didn't make you too hungry.